Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everything is going fine with y'all and you got all your grocery shopping done and you went out for this weekend with the kids and whatever y'all do for fun. But yeah, I've just been watching Love is Blind and God, this season it's just crazy. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about why being a wife or a baby mother is not a badge of honor. If you hear any papers like flitting around or whatever, that's just me flipping pages. I made some notes on this topic. Wow. Okay, so I don't think being a wife or baby mother is a badge of honor, right? And I've had like a very serious conversation with my grandmother a couple of days ago just about her marriage. And I'm going to refer to this man as Uncle Chincy because that's what we used to call him. He's not really like our grandfather, because my grandmother had like two different baby mothers. Different baby mothers, DK. She had two different baby fathers. So, yeah. So anyways, when we first came from Jamaica, like, his presence in the household, he was a very quiet man. And I remember at one point him leaving, going to Jamaica for like a year. It felt like a year. And this is why we were in the apartment. And I'm just giving you a background story so you can understand where I'm coming from. Why I feel like personally being a baby mother or wife is not a badge of honor. It's not something to flex. And so he went to Jamaica for a year. He comes back up, right? So when he comes back up, that's when we were kind of transitioning into our home, like from an apartment to like a house in the Bronx, right? So we went into like in this 2-floor house. So he moves all the furniture in, right? So it looks like they're back together, right? Everything is fine, right? So throughout the years, there was really no love in that household. Like, I never seen him kiss my grandmother. I've never seen him just give her flowers for any reason. Never any hugs and kisses. He never professed his love for her. I think the only time we really had any family time, quote unquote family time, was like when it was like Thanksgiving and, everyone had to cook for the house. And when I mean everyone, I mean him and her, right? So I never really seen them, like really be a couple. They never went out on dates. They never did anything. They just went to work and he went and picked her up from work and he drove her back home and, to their house. And that was it. He was just a very quiet man to himself. Didn't really ask us how our day went. I mean, the good evening, the good mornings, to acknowledge each other and but as I'm having this discussion with her, a couple of days ago, she just really expressed to me a lot of things that I didn't know what was going on. And not to mention, this man had a kid. So while he was out there for that year that I'm talking about, he had a kid outside, the union, and she didn't know for a while. And I mean, I guess he told her at some point, and he was fighting for her to come to America. And she didn't even know that the kid was coming to America to live with us. This is something that she's telling me now. Like, she's telling me like all the things I didn't know growing up in that household. And there was even a time when like the first son that she had with him, this really her second son, but the first son like they had together, at that time like she needed citizenship and he wouldn't even marry her to get that citizenship. And my thing is like, how is it that you're with this woman and she birthed your son, or y'all are in a relationship, a serious relationship, and you won't even like just marry her to give her citizenship? You know what I'm saying? And she told me there were so many moments like she would like ask him, she would like basically beg him, like, I need the citizenship, whatever, right? and he wouldn't give it to her. So that was just something that I was just like in shock. I didn't know. And then she also told me during that conversation that when he found out about the house, he never congratulated her about the house. He never said, you know what, like, good for you. Like, I'm so happy for you. This is like a huge milestone. Like, he just packed his stuff and just moved into the house. Never congratulated her. Like, can you imagine, right? So my personal reasons why I feel like being a wife or a baby mother is just not a badge of honor. A baby doesn't keep a man. Of course, we can see that, especially in the Black community. A baby doesn't keep a man. A man could have a kid with you and then be on to the next a couple weeks. Like, I've heard about so many women being cheated on while being pregnant. You know, just because you decided to birth a kid for a man, that doesn't mean that he's gonna be loyal to you. You could still be a placeholder and be a baby mother. Like, don't get it twisted. You know, it's not a flex. It's not a flex. Married men cheat the most. I'm sure we've heard about that. They cheat the most. You know, I was even in a situation at a time when I was looking for an apartment, and then the broker helped me with the apartment, right? And this guy, immediately after we closed on the apartment, he was like flirting with me, trying to, you know, come to my apartment or take me out. You know what I'm saying to you? And this guy was full on married, full on had like 3 kids, you know, had a house in Connecticut, had the picture perfect, everything, right? Really handsome dude. And this guy was like throwing himself at me. So this is just to show you, like, just because you have a man and y'all are married and you have the picture perfect home, it's not a flex. It's not a flex because you're a wife. The real flex is how a man treats you. It's how the relationship is. It's what his actions show you. It's not really because you have a paper or because you have his kids. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me nowadays. So what? A lot of men don't really value the families they create. It's really just like a flex for them to like show like, hey, I have kids, I have a wife, I'm stable. You know, it's just something that society gives them like a pat on the back, you know, like they seem more trustworthy, they're more likely to get promotions in the workplace, they're more likely to move up in the corporate world. And, you know, they have a housekeeper, they have a sex slave, and they have a caregiver, they have a nurturer, they have a nurse, they have a bookkeeper, they have a house manager, they have all these things in one person. So it's really like a benefit to them. So that's why I feel like a woman shouldn't be bragging about being a wife, you know? You shouldn't be bragging about it, especially if you're paying 50% or 40% of the bills. There's nothing to be bragging on that. You're really bragging about an upscale roommate. That's all that is. Just looking at my notes here. And a lot of these men, they don't have deep relationships with their kids. They don't have like a deep bond with their kids. And, you know, I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos going around, like popular videos where like people will ask the man like, hey, like, when is your daughter's birthday? Or
are you and your son pretty close?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah? And would you consider yourself a pretty involved parent?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I'm just going to ask you some questions about your son.
Right.
And just answer them to the best of your ability.
I will do, no problem.
Very good.
Yeah.
What is your son's birthday?
No, that's a good one. That's a really good one, because I don't know.
You really don't know his birthday?
No, I don't know his birthday.
Do you consider you guys pretty close?
Yeah.
What is your daughter's favorite subject in school?
Social study.
Is that true?
No.
What grade is your daughter going into?
9th grade.
What's the name of your daughter's school?
Ash Creek Elementary School.
No.
River Creek.
No.
Something Creek.
No.
What color are your daughter's eyes?
Brown.
All right, let's look. That is incorrect.
They're blue. I have a brown-eyed daughter, though.
What is your daughter's birthday?
May 2nd. 17th. Oh, no, it's the 14th, and I don't know what year.
Can you name your daughter's teacher?
Mrs. Jones.
Nope.
Mrs. Moore. It's not Moore?
Nope.
That was my elementary school teacher.
Can you name their teachers?
Of course I cannot.
What are your daughter's birthdays?
Why do you do this to me?
What about her?
I give up.
Any guesses?
Oh yeah, yesterday! Horrible.
Her birthday was yesterday, and you
Just
forgot
yesterday,
it.
yes.
Can you name the best friend of each of your daughters?
Mari Carmen Rojas, Jimena Lopez, Adamari Lopez, Cristina Cornejo,
Good. Can you give us the name of their doctor?
Fadi Torres,
Good. Can you give us the name of their dentist?
Games Dental Land.
What are your daughter's birthdays?
Yes, May 28, 2009, August 8, 2013, February 24, 2006, June 5, 2006.
Hey, what's your daughter's favorite subject, or what's your son's favorite hobby? Like, they won't know. They won't be able to answer that question. They won't be able to tell you like what's their kid's favorite meal. Why? Because they're not involved. A lot of men feel like as long as they pay the bills and you have shelter, they've done their job. They don't feel like they have to get to know their kids. They don't think they have to make time to show up for parent-teacher conferences. They don't have to show up for volleyball games. They don't have to show up in that way because they're showing up financially, and that's not the case. Being a baby mother will not give you assets. And when I say that, I mean, for example, God forbid, if the man that you're with, you're a baby mother, because that's how the government sees you. You're a baby mother. If he passes away, you personally don't have any claim to his finances. You don't have any claim to any house, to any cars, to any anything that any bank account. You have no claim to it. I'm sure, of course, like the kids, the kids can get something from it. I'm not sure how the government works it out, but you personally, you don't walk away with anything in your name. So you have now devoted your womb to this man, and in any instance, any moment, something happens to him, you can't even say hey, I want to take him off life support, or I want to keep him on life support, or hey, I would like y'all to do this operation, this surgery. His mother will have all rights to say what she wants with her son. So you're really putting yourself in a position where you're risking your whole body for this man, but at the same time, that's all it is. It's risk, and there's just no reward being a baby mother. At least with a wife, it's like you can kind of control his estate, after he's gone, or you can say what you want to be done in a hospital, or his funeral arrangements, or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But in certain cases, even with a wife, that man probably just left you with debt and nothing, so it's like, it's not necessarily, being a wife is a tiny bit more perks, but at the same time, it's all about the type of man that you were with. And then again, I'm gonna bring up this example too. Like, I was with my boyfriend watching the new Bob Marley movie, which I think that Bob Marley movie was not executed properly. I love Bob Marley. I'm Jamaican myself, but I'm a little bit disappointed. That's a whole other topic, y'all. But we were talking about his wife, Rita, and how basically Bob Marley didn't leave a will because of his Rastafarian religion, right? So he felt like it was unfair for Rita to have 50% of his assets. And we're talking about stinking millions of dollars here. We're not, a lot of money we're talking about. So he felt like it's not fair for her to get 50% of his assets, and his other 11 kids have to share 50%. Because obviously, if it's 11 people sharing 50%, there's less of the pot to go around, right? But I was telling him, well, she played her cards right, because she was a wife. And she made sure that she was in a position where she was kept. And I don't feel sorry for the baby mothers. This is what I'm telling him. I don't really feel sorry for the baby mothers. Once you've made yourself a baby mother, you have put yourself in a default position to lose. To lose. And I'm not saying wives don't lose, but I'm saying when you put yourself in a baby mother position, 9 out of 10 times you're going to lose. Yes, I'm not saying like there's not girls that they're in that little baby situation, right? And they're India Love or not India Love. I'm sorry, I can't remember this chick's name, but whoever, not Lil Baby and like Jada or Lil Durk and his chick, right? Those are only few of those representations that we have in our community. And you're acting like Lil Durk can just leave his baby mother whenever he feels like it, right? But at the same time, fortunately for her, she has her own following. She has sponsorships. She did benefit from being with someone like him. So regardless if he leaves, she still have her own bag because she's benefited being with a type of man that cared enough about her to put her on. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's all about, for me, it's a type of man that you're with. However, is it better to be a wife? Yes, but you do have to make sure you're with the right person. It's not just being a wife. It's not just being a baby mother. Are you with the correct person that in if any case or scenario, if something happened to them, you are cared for, you are loved for. If you have a kid with this person, do you have a village? These are all these things that I feel like you have to think about. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. And another thing, I feel like just because you have a husband in the household, is he helping with child rearing? Is he helping bring up these children? Is he giving out punishments? Is he actively participating in the kid's life? Does he know like what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying to you? Like, what does he know? Like, is he helping with these kids, you know, not just paying some bills, you know, like, is he actively, can you really say like he's actively a part of the kid's life? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like we need to stop focusing on so much so being a baby mother or a wife, but really focus more on the type of man that you are with and what he brings to the table and how stable y'all are going to be. And is he a man that is of sound mind? You know, is he gonna make sure things are set up in the event that he's not here to take care of you, or he's not here to take care of the kids, or what is he doing in the home to leave lasting impressions? You know, so these are all the things that I think about, you know, when people talk about being a wife or a baby mother.
So I have a new pet peeve, and that is the whole concept of a married single mom. So I used to be one, but now after the past 2 years, I've been a single mom. I'm just like fully realizing like how messed up this whole concept is. And part of this was triggered by me watching all those TikTok videos of like, oh, a day with mom and a day with dad. And the day with mom is like the whole house is spotless. She's like sweeping and vacuuming with like the baby on a hip, and she's got like something on the stove, and she's like on the phone trying to plan a doctor's appointment. And then you see the day with dad, and it's like the house looks a total mess. They're like sitting on the couch with like soiled shirts and like eating, I don't know, Cheeto Puffs or whatever, watching whatever. And then also me just like being out at activities with my kids, you know, taking my daughter to gymnastics or dance class or whatever, and seeing the moms in there that are married, you know, the married single moms, where it's like they look broke down and tired, and like they haven't showered in several days, and they're in, you know, freaking sweats or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, you know, my husband, he says that they'll pick them up today, so I can try to like make it to the grocery store. Like, why do you have a partner and you're stressed out? And this is not me knocking the moms in any way, shape, or form. Let's be clear about that. But it's just like nothing angers me more than seeing a mom like broke down and haggard, and then knowing that she has like a man, like a boyfriend, a husband or whatever, to that child, and he's just sitting around doing whatever. Like, if you don't get your butt off the couch and grab that baby so that she can finish the meal, if you don't get up and learn to fold some laundry, like, from the bottom of my heart, I want to apologize to all the married single moms out there who you're like struggling and busting your butt, and you're haggard and you're tired and you're just like, dang, I feel broke down and I feel like my partner's not contributing. Like, I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart, because that is so hard. Like, me being a single mom, it's already hard enough as it is, but then for you to be doing that, knowing that you have a partner that's there, that's living with you, that's married to you or whatever, and you look like that, like there should be no way that that should ever happen. Like, this is not a 1950s sitcom where, you know, you see the dad struggling to take care of the kid. And it's like, it's funny because technically the dad's worked 40 to 80 hours a week and the mom was the only one at the house taking care of everything else. So him not knowing how to take care of the kids and it being a laughable moment makes sense. Today, that is not the case at all. And so it should never have to be that. Like, why are we laughing at that? It's not cute. It's not funny anymore. Like, if you're a grown man, you should know how to cook. If you're a grown man, you should know how to clean. You should know how to do all these different things that she has to do. Like, I'm so tired of seeing moms look tired and neglected and stressed out and feel like they're pretty much a single mom having to do it all. Like, you're not a single mom. You didn't ask for this, so they need to step up to the plate.
3 signs you've settled in a bare minimum marriage as a wife because you don't feel worthy of more. 1, all your conversations around bills, logistics, errands, nothing intimate. 2, you can't remember the last time you went out on a romantic date. 3, you're always home alone on Friday night by yourself.
How many married women are single mothers?
I don't, but, whoa.
Ooh. Oh, we can talk about it. This is the actual reason why women keep filing for divorce. They literally will be like, I can do bad all by myself. I could struggle raising these kids all by myself. I could be broken, financially struggling all by myself. Why do I need to raise another full-grown human being when I could just be by myself with my child? And honestly, I don't blame them. Some of y'all gonna be like, no, children need masculine energy. Fair, they do need masculine energy, but who that energy comes from doesn't necessarily have to be a man or the father for that matter. Growing up, I had a father who was absent and present at the same time. Guess what I did have? Really good father figures and really good masculine energy from other places. Okay, so some of that energy was really, really toxic, but still, the point stands.
How many married women are single mothers?
I don't, but, whoa.
Yeah, my daughter says to her dad all the time, my mum was a single mum. I was married, but I was absolutely a single mum.
How many married women are single mothers?
I don't, but, whoa.
I don't even know where to start. My husband and I have been married for 12 years. We have 3 kids. And it took me years. When I say years, like I don't even know how many years, but it took me the longest time just to get my husband to understand that my job as a mom and as a wife is exhausting. And just because you go out to work to make money, your job is not more difficult than mine. I could work, raise the kids, and be your wife and do everything all together at once while you just have one task, which is to go work and make money and bring back money home. Like, no, sir. You're going to help. You're going to get them ready for bed. You're going to feed them dinner. You're going to help with homework. You're going to take them to school. You're going to help. I do not care. Your job does not end once you clock out from work and you get home. Mine is always running, yours too.
You know, and it's a flex because they had a kid by this guy and it's you know, it's their high school sweetheart, or I'm a wife, so I'm better than a single woman, or I'm better than a baby mother. No. How does that man treat you? Like, if you can flex to me and say, oh yeah, my man takes me here, he takes me there, he treats me like a princess, he's caring, he's loving, he's kind, he's faithful, he's patient, he's kind, he's understanding, he wants the best for me. That's when I can say, yeah, girl, like that's a flex. You know what I'm saying? But just being a wife to a man, it's not a flex. That's no longer a flex no more. You know what I'm saying to you? It's no longer a flex. A flex is a man coming home from work and helping with the freaking dishes, helping the kids with the homework, making sure that you are not stressed out and about to lose your goddamn mind. That's a flex to me. So anyways, y'all, if y'all like my little speech, you know, like and subscribe for more things like this, okay?